Hey guys, welcome back to ArtosisCasts. We find ourselves once again in the amazing position of having the final game in a ladder series matter. We have Snow here in the top left, and in the top right we have Speed. It looks like our map is Vermeer this time. Wait, no. This is Polypoid, sorry. It looks like we're going to be playing on Polypoid here once again. And it is tied up 1-1. These two just happen to hit each other 3 times in a row on the ladder. We've had some very cheesy, aggressive plays from Hero. One of them worked, one of them didn't. He's definitely taking some risks, though. Honestly, if I'm Snow at this point, I might look at that and be like, I might just, like, make a Dark Templar. You know, like, this is actually one of the funny things about a player like Snow. Some of these Protoss players are not known for making Dark Templars, so when they do, it can be like really surprising and catch people off guard. Snow chief amongst them. Basically, if you're a great Reaver player, a lot of times you don't make DTs. But then you get someone like Mini, who, yeah, he plays a great Reaver, but he goes DT enough that you're like always going to have detection, right? So you got to kind of play to or against your image. Honestly, he can keep playing standard, and I definitely favor Snow. But I think it would be cool to see that. Now, all that being said, we can see this is very clearly going to be a Nexus first coming out of our Protoss player. Now, with this setup, it should be a factory expansion. In fact, this is an 11 gas from Hero. I mean, from Speed. So Speed going for the 11 gas, just to make this clear, it makes the Vulture come out like way, way faster. The overall Marine count might be slightly lower. It matters also what direction he scouts in. If he goes to Snow first here, he can do things like cut an SCV to get more Marines. But if he goes to the south first, it's going to start be a little bit better for Snow. So this SCV is going to go to the bottom right first. Hopefully, for his sake, he end scouts. End scout is when you hit, like, you go down and then up and then down like that, right? Like the letter N on the mini map. I did see some people asking why people end scout with Taran, and the entire point of it is to find close spawn Nexus first builds. That is exactly why you do it, because this type of build can punish this build, but generally only in close spawns. If they're cross spawn, it actually adds like 10-ish seconds on the travel distance. And that's for like each unit going down. So your initial push is much slower, and then every unit that rallies down is slower. So it's super, super risky to do that. And here we can see this is actually a box scout going on, and he starts a bunker. So this is like, it's fine to play like this, but when you do this and you find what Snow has done, you're going to be like, well, that's the worst case scenario right there. And, you know, based off some things I've seen Flash say, he thinks a move like this doesn't make a lot of sense. Flash once said, and I'm not saying that I completely agree with this, but Flash is the greatest ever, so it's hard to disagree with anything he says. But he once said that the only reason to go factory expansion is to punish a Nexus first, right? So this is a factory expansion, and he's not going to be able to punish. Well, I mean, there are other things you can do. You can do things like go quick speed upgrade. You could go Marine tank. And no, you can't really go Marine tank. Sorry. Actually, that's against Forge Nexus. But like, those are the punishes. Maybe a drop ship, but that's like kind of obvious. So we don't really see that too much right now. So yeah, anyways, I think that the way that he did this was like, you know, bad luck, obviously. Like I said, if he had scouted this first, he could have punished. But yeah, definitely a little bit of bad luck here for Speed as well. Anyways, the SCV going to run away. He is getting mines and actually going for a siege tank here after the mine upgrade. That's kind of interesting. I'm not sure why he's going for the siege tank. The siege tank might be just to push goons back. It might be Vulture, siege tank, Vulture. So basically, kind of the thought process would be you lay mines. If the goons come up and try to pressure you at all or anything, like, you can lay mines and push them into them. Okay, so he might actually just end up doing a 2-factory pressure. If he does, he should make another Marine at least, I would say. But yeah, the Vulture is going to try to lay some mines. So in this type of push that we see, he's basically counting on Snow not overmaking units and hopefully going for that that Robotech, right? So what you do is you lay a few mines like this. And so, like, if you lay mines like this, and honestly, this is not a good position for mine. He should just leave this here and then bring it down. Oh, wow. See, this is anti to what's going on. Oh, man, there's actually a lot happening right now. So what these mines do is it tells you where the goons are not. You know the goons are not here, and they're not anywhere in here, okay? So that allows your push to come out and get very close. Okay, that's kind of why you do that. Now he's rallying behind with the speed upgrade, with a lot of vultures coming. I'm very surprised he's not bringing SCVs. Like, I feel like he should really bring 2 SCVs here. He's down 10 workers. So, like, this has to do damage. There is no option. It has to do damage or he's going to lose this game. Now, the goons are up on the high ground here, which is very, very strong. Oh, God. The mine gets dragged into one of them. So that was one of those mines that was kind of important before. That's a good split by speed right there. That goon came in to drag the mines into the tanks, and it did not end up working out. He's trying to attack these goons. They're on the high ground, so he's actually missing a lot of shots, and the goons are being way tankier than they should be, and will end up picking them off. Still, some great micro going down. Fantastically played so far from our Taran player. Full wall is made. He's just trying to stop his probes from all dying. And Speed is doing it right now. His very aggressive style doing fantastically. He throws a second forge, so he actually makes a forge wall against this rush here from Speed. Now, the other goon came back and actually got a tank kill. I cannot believe that that one goon left over made itself that useful. What an amazing Dragoon. But look at this. He goes to pick off that pylon and then re-walls. I feel like I'm watching a StarCraft 2 game here with perfect walls. Like, absolutely, absolutely insane. And now he does have 3 goons out. So Snow gonna try to hold on here. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God. Okay, that was actually very decent as far as if you're gonna get hit by a mine. That as well. He's actually very lucky that that got hit by the mine instead of died first. Now, the tank gets completely surrounded by probes here. And he's got to be careful with these goons. Dude, is this rush over? Did he do it? Like, almost. We're very close to this rush ending. But more vultures are running in. The goon's coming out, trying to clear. He's getting a few more probes. Dude, every probe he gets right now is absolutely gigantic. Too bad he put that in front of the mineral patches. A great drill from Snow. And now it's held. Now it's held. Now let's take a look. It is an 8-worker advantage for Speed. That's gigantic. That is gigantic. It was a 10-worker disadvantage, and now it's an 8 to 9-worker advantage. So Speed has taken a big, big lead here. That was very well done, very well executed against Snow. I'm impressed because the goons, when the goons are on the high ground, I'm like, ooh, this might be tough. But he does a great push there, gets a lot of damage done. It was a good build order as well. He really took that situation that is a very tough one, right? Like, a lot of times pushes like that don't end up working, but he microed well. He executed it well. He took the unfortunate situation of scouting Snow last while Snow was going Nexus first, and he you know, made lemonade. He got an advantage. Now, from this spot, in my opinion, you should probably go for a 6 factory all in. That's kind of what I think. He's got the robo. He's actually going for a starport, which I find a little bit odd. A little bit odd. But, like, you've traded so many units out, right? You've got the better economy. I feel like you could... Well, it's not necessarily bad or wrong to just play a macro game from here. And that does look like what he's doing, right? He's adding a second armory. He's getting his science facility. He actually is getting the add-on here, so he wants a dropship. And we'll see what he does with that dropship. But, like, Speed, and actually, sometimes when I'm casting, I will lecture a little bit about how you're being too aggressive. It's like, dude, you have the lead. Just sit back and macro. And that's actually what he's chosen to do. So I do have to give him props and credits for that. The thing is, I think once you get, like, a 10-worker lead, if you keep the pressure on by making as big an army as possible, that can be a very good choice. Like, look, the 4th gate is only now being added. And that's one of the big things you want to look at. Oh my God, he's taking a base right towards Speed. That's crazy. Oh my God. But honestly, this is, I get it kind of. Like there was a vulture up here, but he's cleared it. You can see, he knows that all these other expansions have mines on them, right? This is just like a normal thing you do in this situation. You mine up everywhere and you're like, okay, now I'll just know when you have a base. So anyways, speed, the type of pressure he's putting on Snow is that of a clean macro game. He's going into 2-1. He's got a dropship out. He's got good defenses in his base right now. He's sending a dropship. Now, when he sees this base, I think you look at this and say, huh? Can I break that? So I feel like here, right? He is making his command center. He's going to have to add like at least 3 factories here pretty soon. He's got 2-1 already started. The Reavers are here, so this is going to be a little bit annoying to push through, but he is sending a dropship around. So the dropship absolutely has potential, but the Observer saw it. And the way you can tell the Observer saw it is look at this flank of goons coming down. He's going, and he means for these to be in a straight line, by the way. He wants to catch this dropship. So he's going to split them right around where he thinks. This is the top of the range of where they might go, and this is the bottom of the range of where they might go. Now, there is a mine there, so that should trigger Speed to realizing he scans. He sees that there's goons. He scans again. He sees that there's goons. This is some great plays and counterplays by both sides, right? That mine saved this dropship. The dropship probably would have just flown over, but now he realizes, okay, the gig is up. I'm seen, but at least he knows a bunch of dragoons are there. So that does open up an opportunity for him to climb up to this high ground to take his 3rd base location. The dropship, by the way, is just chilling down here. I got to point that out. Now, as he starts to move up, the dragoons move back because the Reavers have to have some support here to really be as efficient as they can be. The command center floating up towards that 3rd base. Tanks in a very defensive siege position, adding 2 facts. Looks like he's going to add another one here as well. Needs to get that base up. Here comes that dropship, by the way. We haven't forgotten about that. But now he's spread 2 more goons. Look at this. 2 more little pockets of goons. He's like, well, now that I left that area and you know that, I got to get back there. It is so fun to see this type of thing. See the 2 goons catch it. The dropship continues to go to the north, and it looks like it will be able to get in there. In the meantime, Snow is just trying to slow down Speed's expansion. He's slowed it down significantly. Now, the tank drops out. He is going to go ahead and siege. A goon running over immediately. That's kind of annoying. He will lay some mines on top of that goon, so yeah, that should get picked off. The other goon's just kind of walking through. Yeah, unfortunately, the drop will end up not doing that much, honestly, and he still hasn't been able to take that additional base. Oof. Oof. This was such a good position at one point for Speed, and now Snow is up 20 supply, and he's going into 5 base right now, whereas the 3rd base is still not up at 13 minutes. That's late, guys, just so you know. That is actually late. The 3rd base should be mining by 12 minutes. That's just in general, that's a good metric for a Taran 3rd base in this matchup. Obviously, the earlier the better, as long as you don't die. But this is late. This is a minute and a half late on mining that. You can see the patches are getting low. So like right now, instead of thinking about like, oh, maybe I should max out an attack, you might need to think about like, oh, maybe I need to make a 4th base, right? But you could still do the max out and attack, but by the time you do it, this base is gone, and then this base is very low. And it's like, well, you're about to run out of money. So if the game doesn't end immediately with the attack, you're screwed. So right now, rallying out more units. We do have those 7 factories, which does point towards the 4th base. If you're trying to max out, you might go 8 or 9 factories here. If you're going to do like an all-in push like I was mentioning before. Still, Speed keeps good supply. Sending a bunch of vultures towards this bottom left. Going to go ahead, lay some mines. He does need to deny bases down here. That is important. You can't be letting Protoss get too many bases up. And of course, down here, he's still got the mines in these spots as well. So more Dragoons come down as he clears those with his Vultures. Vulture's going to pull back. Just some rotations. Like, none of this is super impactful. Speed doesn't think he's going to get a bunch of probes. He doesn't think the mines are going to kill a bunch of goons, but these are good moves in general. And in fact, this move is very, very interesting. You can bring 2 groups of vultures and just kill smaller groups of goons and cancel nexuses. It is possible. But if your opponent counterattacks at this time, it's very powerful, right? This is 8 supply and well, actually it's like 10 supply, but this is closer to 24 supply that he sent down. So if you have most of your army elsewhere, sometimes you can just attack in and kill them when they do a move like this. But instead, Snow doesn't feel like he can do that right now, and he's right. He's mostly Dragoon, very light on the Zealots so far, which, you know, what's left at home is mostly siege tanks. So it's like you can't just send in Dragoons against that. If you had a higher Zealot count, maybe. Now, brings back a lot of his Zealots, and trying to attack, it looks like. His Vulture's getting kind of mangled here by the Reavers, as we can see. The Zealots will be eaten alive, though, and we have Speed pushing forward. He maintains a really nice supply in comparison to Snow. He will end up getting that shuttle as well, which is nice. Should be able to get a pick on this Reaver also. Does not get that final shot. Oops, accidentally targeting his own unit. We saw that before as well. Those 7 factories still producing. Snow is on 5 base, so it's 5 base against 3. This is a moment that needs to work out for Speed. Pushing forward, 1 High Templar gets out, gets a storm down. It's not the best storm, but it's okay. Mostly Dragoons, but it's mostly tanks on the other side with those beautiful 2-1 upgrades. So he will push Snow back right now. Snow's goons coming up, trying to get some more pickoffs on these siege tanks. Oh my God, is Speed gonna push through him here? Kind of a risky scenario for him, but he is going for it, and he is going hard. Yeah, it looks like right now Snow is microing his heart out. Some missile turrets are being made to try to stop this crazy shuttle micro. Does get another kill on a tank. Does get another kill on a tank. A turret finally gets up here. More tanks coming up to siege. Now, one thing we need to mention, there's no gateways anywhere else on the map except for in here. So all of his unit production has to come out through here or through this shuttle. So that makes it really hard right now, this entrenched position, to get much done. He decides to suicide the shuttle on top of the tanks. He drops Zealots out. He's going to get 1 tank there, but it looks like everything else will get cleared, and he should save the other tanks. Well, these goons run out and will get 1 more tank kill, but he's trading 3 goons for a single tank at that point. Not looking too good. So right now, Speed has done a great job, continues to break through, continues to get in here, and it's fantastic. Kill this Nexus, kill this Nexus. But honestly, he should probably just try to hold this position and not push all the way. Like, you want to go up, yeah, exactly. Kill this base next. And, you know, you can send a tank down here or whatever, but that's where the shuttles are going to have to start going. The shuttles are going to have to start blocking Nexus kills if Snow wants to come back in this game. But looking at it right now, it does not look likely. We have the 4th base going up for Speed. Everything looking really, really nice. He tries to hold on over here by dropping some units out. Can't quite do it. 1 siege tank is very low, but his probe count being completely decimated. Gonna go ahead, drop in Zealots. He's taking siege tank splash damage hits onto those vultures. He does remove 1 of the tanks. Some very fancy moves. Forge going to, I'm not sure why the Forge. Maybe he just wants to make cannons and try to get more of a setup up there. It's the best I can think of. But looks like this Nexus is going to fall. This Nexus has fallen. This Nexus is going to fall. And that's going to leave basically 2 mining bases. A few mineral patches left, but not much there. And now the Vulture's rotating down. He's already sent his tanks down here. The Vultures are already coming to block out these Zealot drops that are trying to stop them. Just targeting on the Nexus at this point. He knows killing this Nexus basically forces a GG. And I gotta tell you, this is not what I was expecting. I do like to watch Speed. He's got a very fun play style, but I did not expect him to take down Snow 2-1. Snow has beaten all the top Terrans in the world with huge scores, but really, really well played by our very aggressive Terran player. I hope that you guys enjoy this kind of little mini ladder series, and thanks for watching.